folder that I want to make an icon for, and then zoom back in and go give me all these white bits and just make it easy to identify. Alrighty, all ready to go. Hi there guys, my name's Action Dan and welcome to my next quick tutorial video. Now in this video I'm going to show you something I thought about doing for many years ever since I was a teenager but never bothered looking into it, and that's how to personalize the appearance of your files and folders. It is very handy and I'll show you why. So very quickly, if I bring up some example folders on my computer. Okay, so here's two quick examples of what folders will look like on your computer. On one side here on the left, you see everything's been personalized with my icons I've made. I think they're called ICO files. And over here, it's all plain. Now, if I look over here, instantaneously, I can tell and spot what everything is straight away. So if you have the hobby like me of doing YouTube, this is incredibly handy and saves a mountain of time. If you just have a lot of holiday pictures and videos like I've got over here, and there's no pictures to identify the folder different from one to the next, then you can spend a mountain of time trying to read all the text. Or you could be in the middle of your video editing project on, say, something like Vegas Pro, and then you go add file. And when you go to add file and it's just all text and it's not really visual in any way, you have to read all the file names to work out what was the name of my file. And it's harder to identify. But if you save lots of icons like this all around your computer of commonly accessed folders with standout images like this green screen one here, then when I open up this folder and I want to find my green screen files, I'll have to read all these and it'll take time. But if I opened up this folder and said I want to find my green screen, I instantly know it's right there. And that's my YouTube thumbnails, and that's my intro and closing video scenes, and that's my background music that doesn't have copyright. If you want to know how to personalize the look of all your files and folders, so MP3, video files and all your folders, you can personalize the appearance of any of them. We'll get straight into that right after my intro video.
Action Dan, the greatest hero of them all.
Okay, so welcome back guys. Now I'll show you how to personalize your folder icons. So we'll click on this one here again as an example. Okay, so let's personalize this folder here. It says 2019 Winter First Tinny Ride on the Murray River, our little boat that we bought. So I'm going to make an icon for this, and then I'm going to save it and change its file type, and then I will assign that file type, an ICO file, to this folder. If you want to do it quickly and you don't want me to show you how to make ICO files, then just open up Google and do a search saying something like, I'll type in Tinny Boat ICO, and you can probably click and save some of these that are instantly ICO files that you can assign to the files, videos, music folders on your computer straight away. But it's pretty quick and easy to make sure they're the right format just by making the pictures and then saving them under a different file type yourself. So let's do it the long way. First, I'm going to look for something that relates to my folder that I want to make an icon for, and that was the Tinny Boat Weekend. Straight away, here's a great one. Here is a Tinny Boat. I will click on, I don't even need to save it. I just go copy image, and then I come down to 3D Paint, new, right click, paste. Now there's lots of programs out there you could use that could possibly be better than this one, but this one, Microsoft 3D Paint, is for free. It's on all your computers automatically, and it's awesome. So let's just use this one. So once I've got my picture, I click on select, and just to make the options work a bit more automated, more easily, I'm not going to just go magic select over here straight away. I'm going to highlight a selected area of what I want to focus upon. It does not need to be precise at all. Go magic select, and it says, oh, is this what you wanted? And look how detailed that is instantly. Look how much detail that's done. It's very impressive. It's nearly perfect to begin with, but we'll make it a little bit better with touch-ups. So I'll come over here and I'm going to start with remove. So now I'll go zoom in and I'll go drag here, remove that, and then zoom in here and go remove that, remove that. So now that I've gotten rid of the one thing I didn't want, I will come back here and I'll go add, and then zoom back in and go give me all these white bits back. Pretty automated. See how quick and easy that is. Zoom in a bit further. Quickly add all the bits I want, and that looks fine. I'm happy with that. Quick double check, zooming in and out. And now I will go confirm, okay, done, and it will pop out. Now when it pops out, you have to drag it off of your canvas and then click and drag over your canvas My canvas is mostly white, but it's not transparent. I need to make it transparent. So click and drag, let go, right click and go cut or delete. Then come back over here and grab this. You can be very lazy with how you grab it. You don't need to, do it exactly. You don't have to zoom in. Just grab the whole thing like that. Pop, drop it in the middle. And now we will go save as. Now, if you didn't delete the white background, you would only be able to click on image. You would not be able to click on these other ones, and you wouldn't be able to do further options. So I won't explain why. Just trust me that you can't have the original white background. You need to click and drag, and you need to delete all the original white background to make it transparent. So now that I've done that, I can click on image and it will bring up this. If you click on image and go save, and it just goes to a folder and asks you to give a name of what you want to save the file as instantly, then you've made a mistake and you need to go back and make the background transparent. So now we're here. I will click on the one at the top, PNG, and I'll click on transparency and pop. That's awesome. It makes all the background transparent, but not the white ones that I wanted to keep. We go save. Now this file you only need for a short amount of time. You do not need to keep it for any reason. So I'm going to call it my habit. I'm going to call it Del. Always call all my files I don't need to keep, start their names with Del. And I'm just going to call it boat. And save it on my desktop. Now you can keep this open if you think you made a mistake, but I'm going to close it. I do not need to save, and I'm going to close this. And this, and I have two computer screens at home, so you can't see where I saved it. I'll have to drag it over to screen number 1. There it is. So now here's my picture I'm going to use as my folder icon. Now I'm going to go to the internet and transfer this type of file into an ICO file, ICO, that can be used for my folder icon. So open up my browser, go into my bookmarks, and I'm going to click on my folder icon bookmark. Here it is, ICO convert.com. Now I'll go choose file. I'm on my desktop and look for what I just made. There is the boat. Okay, go upload. And it usually is pretty instantaneous. If it takes more than about 10 seconds, do it again and cancel, because the page probably has an issue. All right, there it is. Now, if the background is black like that, it means it's transparent, and you could just go straight down and do the next step. But just to make sure, I'm going to be selective. Now, when you click and drag here, you're going to select what part of the picture you've chosen that you're going to use as the icon. Now, if I do what most people do, and I would click and go like that and use the whole thing, I'm including as much of the boat as possible, because I don't want to get upset missing bits and pieces like these waves. But that's not actually the way to go. The way is to zoom in and just make it easy to identify what that file and folder is by having the picture big and bold. Now come down here and I pick my level of detail. I'm always going to click on 256 pixels both ways. Now click on convert to an ICO, click on download. And now it's popped up here, and they're very small files. It will always have finished instantly. You'll click on show in folders straight away. And I'm going to right click and go cut, close this down, and I'm going to paste it on my desktop right next to my original one I made. And I'll call it finished boat ICO. So now you don't need the original one. I can delete that. And I'll give you a quick example. We're nearly finished. Now this folder here, we won't bother saying what it's about, has no preview picture. If I want to personalize that, I will right click on it. Well, I won't do it just yet. I'll do it when we're finishing the video. But if I was to do all the process of making this picture here the display picture for that folder, it works at first. But then once I'm finished making this picture that folder's icon, if I then grab this picture and delete it or move it somewhere on my computer, sometimes that will instantaneously turn back to its default image of just the yellow folder, and you're like, hey, I just personalized that. I turned it into a boat. Why is it just a plain, boring, ordinary folder now? It's because you deleted the original file, or even just because you moved it. So the best thing to do is every time you create these personalized ICOs, you want to never delete them, and you want to keep them in a place where there'll be the least activity and the least shuffling and reorganizing of files. So I'm gonna right click and go cut. And I'm going to go to my computer spot that's the least touched, which is in my internal hard drive. And there it is, my ICO folder. So I decided to make up an entire folder just to keep my ICOs. Paste, and then it's there. I'm never going to move it. So now that it's in its place, now I right click on the folder that I want to personalize and make more interesting and more easy to identify. I right click and go properties, and I go customize, and then I go change icon. You guys have probably all seen this at some point. You have a music file and you want to change it from a boring looking MP3 image option to something else. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so if I had a song, I could make it that. I downloaded it off the internet. I could make that a song icon, but you can't distinguish them between the other ones. They're not personalized enough. So that's what you need to know how to create your own ICO files for. So I'm going to go browse, and I'm going to look for what I made, and that is here in my hard drive. There is my ICOs, and I go, where is the one I just made? Oh, there it is. Go open. You go okay. Now don't make the mistake I did early days, scratching my head wondering why it only works half the time. Don't just click on OK, you have to go apply first, then OK, and there you go. Now my original folder's been pimped up and it's been turned into the tinny boat preview picture. Just again, make sure you don't move the file, otherwise that will go back to what it originally was, which was nothing, and don't delete the file, you have to keep them. So that's it. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, please, and you stayed here to the end of the video, please promise me you're going to click on that like button and maybe even subscribe. I'm no professional on the computer. This is just my hobby YouTube channel. I'm mainly into outdoor adventures, and I love rock climbing, kayaking, abseiling. That's why the name, where the name comes from, Action Dan. So if I gave you guys any benefit, please give me that thumbs up. Hope you enjoyed my video. See you next time.
Action Dan, the greatest hero of them all.
Thanks for watching my tips video, guys. If you'd like to see another random tips video, click on the link on the left. Instead, if you'd like to see one of my wild outdoor adventures, click on that link on the right.